Hey guys, Adam from Equipped to Endure. Well, today I'm pretty excited. I got a chance to get out of the house for a little bit and decided to get down here and do an old-fashioned knife test video. So I'm pretty happy because the knives that we're going to go over, I got 5 specifically. One I've already done a test and review on, but it's so similar to this category that I wanted to bring it back so we can do kind of a head-to-head comparison. So the first one to start off with is the Tops Moccasin Ranger. Now this one's pretty interesting. It's a 1/4 inch thick, but it's tapered down on the false edge, and of course there's like a half grind there. So this one is interesting. It's got a pretty decent feel to it, but this this type of knife, it's got that really big fighting knife type of look to it. We'll see how it does and see if we can do something to challenge that point there. Really excited. Got another Busse here, the Busse Badger Attack. Now this is something that's a little bit more my size. I love this range of knife. You know, this thing can really hurtle between good utility blade, camp knife, but you can get down and do some good carving and work and everything with that. Very similar in size is the Ontario Rat 5. This one's a classic. Great knife. One I think is one of perhaps the best all-around survival knives. And unfortunately it's very hard to get nowadays. This is the Coldsteel SRK in carbon 5. Alright, so they're not making these anymore, but I got my hands on one. I've had a lot of requests about this knife, so I'm very excited about this one. Very eager to get out there and see how well it's going to do. Now, I should say that this is not right out of the box. This knife is used, but the owner did take some pretty good care of it, so hopefully it'll still do us well. And then, of course, our old friend, the Becker BK-2. So I wanted to throw this back in the mix here because I just wanted to kind of show you guys that these 3 knives, the Rat, the Busse, and the Becker, are very, very similar. Of course, the Becker's going to be the thickest one, the most heavy, but you know, the Busse's right there, almost 3/16, I think, and then the Rat 5 is right behind. So we're going to get to work in here, doing our chop test and some of our other tests. Now, one thing that I've had some comments and everything in regards to some of my tests, and one good point somebody brought up here recently is fatigue during the subsequent knives. So I don't really think that's necessarily an issue, especially only doing 30 whacks on the board. So, but it's a good thing to keep in consideration. One thing I always say is when I do these tests, there's always going to be a little bit of error getting used to the different grips as I'm going through them. Some of these are dramatically different, so that's going to affect how accurate my chop is to get for the chopping test and other stuff like that. Things like the batoning and things like that shouldn't be such an issue. And sometimes I'll always, break up the video if I need a break, if I need some rest at the moment, so if I need some rest or anything. So we're gonna get started here real quick, guys. Just stand by. All right, guys. So we got our good old dirty 2x4 here. Gives us a nice stable platform to perform our experiment, and we're gonna get started. All right. So the first thing is I'm really eager to test out. We're gonna go with our SRK. SRK is probably the lightest knife that we have here, but I think we should do pretty good with it. All right. Not bad. Not bad for a knife its size. Pretty darn good. All right. Let's move on to our Rat 5. Here we go. Here's the Rat 5, not as deep in there, but not bad. All right, let's get this Moccasin Ranger started. Now, this one's got a little bit more aggressive handle, so I'm expecting big things with this one. Not bad, pretty solid. Some hot spots on that one, I'll tell you that right now. All right, the Busse. Here we go with the Busse. Busse's actually probably middle of the road in reference to weight for this category. That much. Chew that one out. About even with the Rat 5. All right. Oldie but goodie. Did pretty good with that one. So we got the good old SRK. Man, for a knife that size, that was awesome and very comfortable to chop. Next we get the Rat 5. Didn't do as well as I thought it was going to do. It wasn't bad though. The Moccasin Ranger was able to get in there. The Busse actually, I don't know if it's fatigue or what, but wasn't able to bite in there very well. And then the Becker, didn't do bad with the Becker. I didn't, a little bit wider, but I've gone a lot better with the Becker before as well. So let's give that one another shot. More spread out there. That's definitely fatigue. Stand back, Dave. Alright guys, so you can see, give you guys a little consistent. SRK still did pretty well. The Rat was able to do a little bit more focused. There was some fatigue there. The Moccasin Ranger wasn't able to do as much damage as before. A little bit of hot spots on that grip. The Busse, I actually figured out a better way to hold that one, so I was able to dig in there a little bit better. And then for our old friend the Becker did well as well. So good stuff with that one.